All right, guys, we got another video here from CNBC television talking about EVs and Ford and all that. Ford's Q2 earnings just came out and their margins are absolutely terrible. I covered that in the last video. The margins are so bad and the mainstream media isn't really talking about it. It's not all over the place. They're not covering it. They're not talking about the negative 58.9% margins that they got because when Tesla's quarterly numbers came out, that's all they were talking about was the margins. What's the margin story? Margin, margin, margin. Now, Ford's come out and they're not talking about it at all. So I'm going to talk about it here. Negative 58.9%, which is absolutely terrible. And this is their margins for their electric car business. The past few quarters, all terrible, and it's not getting any better. It's just so bad. Okay, so let's see. And then Ford is talking about the what's his name? Jim Farley was talking about how EV adoption he thinks in North America is going to slow down, according to him. And then he thinks that's probably better for Ford if EV adoption slows down. Okay, in his opinion, but I don't think that's true at all because Tesla, it's not happening. And I found something awesome here that he said. Jim Farley also said by 2024, they want a 600,000 unit EV production run rate. Okay, so we're going to compare the numbers of what they're at now to what they want in like a year and a half. And then we'll see if that's possible. But let's check this story out first. Let's check this out.
What are the near-term headwinds that we have? Ford saying they're going to cut back on production, and even Elon Musk saying Tesla will do the same in the near term.
Yeah.
What? What are you talking about? Elon Musk said he's going to slow down. No, this guy's okay, I'm not going to say it. Elon Musk and Tesla are retooling some of their factories for a little bit, and they're not slowing down. They're retooling a few things in the factories to maybe speed up production, make things more efficient. Maybe there's some new stuff going on with the Model 3 potentially, maybe. But he never said he's slowing down production. What? This is the thing that's so frustrating. People are going to see that. Millions, maybe thousands of people are going to see that. I don't know how many people watch the news anymore. But my dad and my mom and all people like that watch the news. They're going to see that and be like, "What? Elon Musk is slowing down production?" No, he's not. He's not slowing down production. And I don't even think Ford said that. Jim Farley just said EV adoption in North America is going to be slower than you expect. I don't think he said Ford is slowing down, but that's Ford. I know for a fact that Tesla didn't say we're slowing down. They're retooling their factories that's just the normal thing that happens with car makers. They retool. I used to be an electrician. I did work at the Honda plant or the Ford plant, not that close to my house, but every weekend we'd go in, they'd shut the whole thing down because there's vibration in the studio. So one of the nuts fell on one of the workers. So they had to slow it. They had to shut down on the weekends. We had to go in, a team of electricians. There's 30 of us. We had to go in and tighten all the nuts on ladders and on skyjacks. We had to use Loctite and tighten all the nuts for 10 hours, Saturday and Sunday. So these shutdowns are normal. It's not like Elon Musk says he's slowing production down. No, totally wrong. Completely wrong. Let's start again.
What are the near-term headwinds that we have? Ford saying they're going to cut back on production, and even Elon Musk saying Tesla will do the same in the near term.
Yeah, the challenge here is price, really. One of the things that really kind of shook investors in Tesla
Makes me so
was
mad.
the suggestion by Elon Musk that maybe price cuts aren't done this year. That he wasn't committing to this idea that he wasn't going to cut any more prices, and really that's kind of gets at the overall issue in the industry is electric cars are just more pricey than gas cars, and what will customers pay for? And so we've seen a little bit of a price war. And when we look at Ford's results, and you see that they're losing what $40,000 on the sale of the Mach-E, each Mach-E. That's kind of something that shakes investors. It shakes the company.
There you go, buddy. He said it. Yes, on CNBC. They're losing $40,000 on every sale of their Mach-E. That's the stuff that needs to get out, that these damn places don't want to get out. But hey, I'm glad he said it. They're losing 40 grand on every sale, and that's absolutely horrible. Tesla can drop the price and destroy these other automakers because they are making such big margins on their electric cars right now. They can afford to drop the price 5%. They can afford to keep it going and squeeze these other guys out. But that's not the point. That's not what Tesla wants to do. Elon and Tesla aren't trying to destroy the other automakers. They want everybody to come along, but they also want people to buy the cars. But with interest rates going up, people can't afford to buy the cars because their monthly payments are too much. So he needs to drop the price because the interest rates are too high. That's all it is. So I'm glad he said it, and yeah, I gotta watch this guy. I'm really glad he said that.
The C-suite, and it is worrisome if you're going to have an electric future.
I mean, it's certainly not sustainable to continue to see losses when you sell a vehicle. I want to dig a little bit deeper in prices. Not only prices of EVs, but also gas prices. I'm taking a look at AAA right now. Regular unleaded 13% lower than a year ago, 25% lower than the all-time high in June of last year. Do gas prices, if they stay where they are, does that continue to be pressure on the EV market, despite just the macro trend of people looking for more sustainable vehicles? And there's also, at least here in the U.S., federal regulations pushing the market that way.
Yeah, it's interesting. Years ago, when the auto industry was thinking about electric vehicles, it thought it needed to compete against gas prices, and that's why they really struggled with bringing out a kind of an affordable electric vehicle that really could kind of compete in that area. What the breakthrough that Tesla had was sell an electric vehicle that was so cool, that was so sexy, that it wasn't about price. It was about performance or something else. And that was kind of the winning model for them. As the industry tries to move forward to get more people into electric vehicles, the challenge with price is going to be the issue there. Just because a person is looking at it as maybe their daily driver, and they're weighing all of these things: range, how far they can go on a charge,
right,
the cost of ownership. These are kind of the major levers that are being pulled.
Let's talk about competition overall. We're highlighting some of the biggest.
Hold on. Total cost of ownership is a big deal, and a lot of people don't realize this. And I know people are up and down about Tesla advertising, but the thing is, man, people don't understand how much you save through cost of ownership. I have a 2018 Model 3, and we have had zero maintenance on it. No oil changes, no brake pad changes, no transmission fluid. There's no timing belts. There's no what other Johnson rods. There's nothing we had to change. 2018 Model 3, we just plug it in, charge it. Our bill went up by $30 a month, so we pay $30 a month for our gas or electricity, and we have zero maintenance for 5 years. So people don't understand these things. And everyone I talk to that doesn't own a Tesla, that's curious about it, that stops me on the street, that asks me about my Tesla, it happens, I tell them, and they're completely shocked. So it's not about so much like advertising in the traditional sense. It's kind of like educational type content that and it has to be intriguing too. Like, it's going to be difficult, but people just need to know these certain facts about owning a Tesla. I don't know if they really need that right now, but maybe they do. People need to know these things. Why is it better than a gas car? Like, why am I switching from a gas to electric? What's going to be the benefit? I heard all these bad things. They don't make good cars and whatever, but they need to put the word out of all the benefits from a electric vehicle rather than a gas powered vehicle.
biggest players, Ford and Tesla, and some of their plans to cut back production. But we're also seeing increased competition. Our Phil LeBeau came on. I was a bit shocked. He said the Rivian R1T, that's the best-selling electric pickup in the U.S. Are some of these upstarts, are they starting to pull some of the market share away from the OEMs?
Those are very interesting products out there and bringing excitement into the market, but also making it making it more competitive for those established players. Ford just does not is not the king of pickups when it comes to the EV market. And not to say that their offering isn't appealing to people, but there is huge competition, and it's only going to get harder later this year as Tesla brings out its Cybertruck, which is going to kind of probably appeal to a different kind of subset of buyers of pickup, but nevertheless, in the electric space, add a lot of spark and competition.
It's so underestimated how many people want the Cybertruck. It's absolutely ridiculous how many people are gonna be switching from a Model 3 or just a car to a Cybertruck. They're gonna be all over the place. Okay, so people on the news are kind of thinking like, who's the Cybertruck for? Who's gonna buy this thing? Bill, who's gonna buy it? Nobody's gonna buy it. There's it's 1.5 to 1.9 estimated reservations. 1.9 million reservations. Okay, so there's a lot of people that want this thing. The reservation list is absolutely insane and it's growing. So once these things start hitting roads, people are gonna see them, people are gonna want them, and they're just going to keep going. And I'm getting one. Like, I'm 130 something on the list. I thought I was 160, but I'm 130 something on the list. I'm getting one, and there's 130,000. Sorry, 130,000 on the list. So I'll get mine maybe next year. But there's a lot of people, and it's going to be it's highly underestimated how many people are going to be getting the Cybertruck. Rivian is going to be in a tough place. Ford with their F-150 is going to be in a tough place. They don't really sell many of these things right now to begin with. Like, there's an easy way to check. You know, these guys can talk about, are they taking market share? You can just Google how many cars, how many trucks Rivian sold this quarter, and it'll pop right up. So it's being very underestimated how many Cybertrucks is going to come out. The one thing I'm kind of worried about is that they're going to be everywhere. Like, these gigantic tanks are going to be all over your parking lots. On the roads, I don't worry about it that much, but I'm just thinking about like parking it at the grocery store or like at work. There's going to be like mad Cybertrucks everywhere. They're huge, taking up spots. But the same thing with pickup trucks. If you live in the States, I've been to a few states where they're like pickup trucks are everywhere. Like, just the majority of cars, if you look outside, you just see pickup trucks. So it's going to be a similar thing to that. So I'm glad this guy brought up the fact that Ford loses $40,000 on every sale. I think Tesla makes like 20 grand per Model Y, around that. They make around 20,000 average. But imagine that you're selling your Mach-E and you lose 40,000 per sale. And that's not getting any better. It's getting worse, guys. The margins are getting worse. It's crazy. Okay, hold on. Let's do the numbers on this 600,000 thing. Okay, so they're at a 600. Okay, so Ford wants by 2024 a 600,000 unit run rate. Okay, that's not units sold. That's just the run rate. So the run rate has to be 600,000 a year. So let's divide that by 4. So they want to be selling 150,000 units per quarter. So right now, oh, I don't have it on the screen. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So right now they sell, everything went away. Okay. Right now they sell 34,000 units per quarter and they want 150. Okay. So let's divide that by 34,000. So they want to 4x their production in about a year, in a year and a half. So they have to 4x their production. Okay, so is that possible? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna get anywhere close to that. They have to 4x, so maybe they'll build 4 factories really quick and scale production really fast, even though they're losing a ton of money every quarter. So I highly, highly doubt this is gonna happen. But they seem confident that it will. But there's no way. There's no way this is gonna happen. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna come close. And they're gonna have other excuses as to why this isn't possible. But 600,000 unit run rate by 2024 is basically impossible for Ford. If they do it, that'll be great. I'm not like, I don't not want them to succeed. Like, I want all these EV makers to succeed. I just want, I just hope Tesla's on top because I am invested in Tesla. But I don't want to see all these guys go away. That would be terrible. So many jobs lost and stuff. But the promises that they're making, the fact that they moved so slow, that Tesla was the one that started this whole push, and they wouldn't have been doing this if it wasn't for Tesla. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, they wouldn't have even like made any EVs if it wasn't for Tesla. The market is going a certain way. It's like streaming and blockbuster video. It's like digital cameras and old school cameras. It's like dumb phones and smartphones. Like, the market is going a certain way. They're going to the better thing, the better product, the one that's more convenient, that's better, that has more performance, that's safer, has more technology. It's the better unit, the better product is going to win. So that's what's happening now. If you haven't driven an electric car, specifically a Tesla, then it's kind of hard to wrap your head around, but that's the difference between a regular car and a Tesla. Like, it's the blockbuster video to streaming on Netflix. That's what's happening here. And they could finally see it. I think they're finally looking a little bit further, and they could see, like, holy crap, like, there's so much less parts. It's so much safer. It's so much faster. It's the over-the-air updates. The you can watch Netflix and YouTube and Disney Plus in your car on this amazing screen, and it drives itself. It's just there's so many things that it's better than an ICE car, that it's inevitable, and they're finally moving on it. But they moved too late, where they have to do this delicate balance of selling their ICE cars while the EVs are cannibalizing the ICE sales, but the ICE cars are what's keeping their EV business afloat. So it's like this death spiral that they're on. But we're going to keep monitoring it, guys. We're going to keep watching it. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 200 subscribers. Don't go anywhere. If you're thinking about getting a Tesla, I'll put my link down below. Use my referral link down there. But subscribe, like the video. That really helps. Drop a comment down below. Let's build a really thoughtful and engaging community over here. I read every single comment. I respond to every single comment. So drop those down below. And thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far. And I'll see you next time.